I feel like they're not looking their absolute best right now. They're still rebuilding with a new look team, and we'll see what they can do here. It's going to be very closely contested. But overall, I do give a slight edge towards the CIS team. They're going to have a CT start here, more favored, of course. You do a knife here at Blast Pro Series, and we're off. Another best of one. Let's hope it's just as epic as the first round.
Absolutely. Let's hope all 3 games are, for that matter. Let's hope the entire event is, for that matter.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, we'll slow it down as this game does have Na'Vi in it. They can sometimes control the pace as such. They'll start out defensively, however, so watch FaZe, who I kind of agree with you, aren't really on the form that was so expected of them, so highly anticipated from them earlier on in 2018. So I kind of lead toward Na'Vi as well, but FaZe is going to start it off, as I say, attacking, and they're going to go toward bathrooms first.
And we're off. Guardian taken down by Electronic. That's one hell of a shot. This guy, if he starts turning up, he's absolutely terrifying. He'll be taken down by Nico. That P250 on the T side is absolutely deadly. I think Zeus might be in a spot of bother here. He'll get one, but surely could be traded out. That's a lovely shot once again, Nico. So poised with the armor P250 combo. It's a 3 versus 3. Na'Vi came into this round with 5 sets of Kevlar, meaning no defuse kit. Bit of a lovely backstab here from Olof. He's confirmed the B-side's open. Nico just trying to sell a bit of presence towards Zay, but as I said, that Olof gets taken down by Flamey. Nico now trying to work out what's the best port of call here. Oh, it seems that they've separated. That really hasn't worked out for them whatsoever. Instead of grouping up and going in together, it's actually 1 by 1 in the end, Matt. That really has not worked out at all.
Absolutely. So first kill went the way of Na'Vi, but there was a point of contention in the round. The fact that the bomb now is down, though, Nico's got access to it. He's not really free of access because he's being watched from both the window and from jungle. So even if he touches that bomb, they'll be able to converge quite quickly. That including the player at Monster, which is indeed Flamey. Flamey, the one to get the kill. It's simple instead. 1-0 Na'Vi.
One thing I will say about what I've seen from FaZe in this particular map is they've done lots of those sort of calls before. We now know it's Nico who's quote-unquote in-game leader for now at least, and when I've watched them on Overpass, they try to do a lot of fakes like that. They look so disjointed and on the fly, and it just really hasn't worked out at all. Olof gets in towards B, gets a bit of presence there, but taken down. His teammate Carrigan tries to pick up the pieces with the frag, and you can see is Zeus on a full eco here. We're interested to see whether the teams would mix things up here, Matt. He's going to be in spawn. He gets 1 HE, a flash. Okay, so not full eco, he gets armor as well, but he stays in the USP. He's going to be dropping the AWP, I'd imagine, into that next round. Flamey opens things up. It's the full eco here, as you'd expect. So this works out very nicely for Na'Vi. That risk they took not getting anything on Zeus works out. I say risk because, as we saw in the previous round, the Astralis MIBR game, you can sometimes force buy in that second round. On a map like Overpass, though, I feel like it's a safe bet to have one player on the eco so you get that early AWP out. Why not? Simple, one of the absolute best AWPers on the planet is going to be jumping at the bid to get that weapon out. So Zeus, good to see him taking a bit of a sacrifice here.
Not a lot of investment as well on the FaZe side of things as expected. Nico, fantastic with a deagle. Yeah, that bell going off, that was Flamey's head being rung. As Edward now has to hold it with an MP9. No armor, that should still be sufficient. Or will it? Guardian and Nico combine. 2 pistols better than the glorified MP9. As Zeus has to get a little bit closer, and he's holding on to just the USP at this point in time. This round could easily slip away, and this is what we're going to see. Teams gambling with what to purchase and getting caught out for it because it's all onto Electronic. Zeus only has 5 HP. He really just has to keep himself alive and hope that Electronic can get there fast enough. He has gotten around behind him. He has denied the bomb plant. That's his saving grace as they go low, but they know he's in the smoke. Spray every angle, boys. In fact, go for the knife. Go for the knife. Nico didn't quite get there, but Rain closes it out. This is the problem. You're going to gamble with what to purchase.
Yep.
Tees aren't going to buy much, and then you cost yourself more than you gain.
That's actually unbelievable. FaZe came in with 1 deagle, 4 Glocks, no nades, no armor, and it's this pick that is the catalyst to success. They group up, they go in together, they trade out a kill, and Rain with the M4 is always going to be deadly there. Such a massive round for FaZe to pick up. You can see what it means to Olofmeister as they go into the next round. There is a buy in round number 3 here. We're going to see FAMAS and Scout with deagles.
Look at Kerrigan, though, already onto the Krieg.
Yeah, he wants to force the issue there. We are seeing a lot of players invest in this weapon. If you are just joining us, the first big land of this patch. Now the Krieg is only $50 more than the AK, coming in at $2,750. It's statistically better, just difficult to use. It's simple. He's having no troubles whatsoever with the Scout. He'll get the first shot and take down his rival sniper guy.
Thought he had both. I really did think he had both of those shots. Yeah, just to point out as well, with the AUG, the counterpart to the Krieg, and M4 being the counterpart to the AK, it's $50 more than the M4 on the other side, so $31.50 for the AUG. A little bit more expensive for the CTs. They've got to pay taxes.
Indeed.
When you're not buying off the black market, taxes do apply.
That's absolutely true, Matt. It's a good point. And we'll see if the FAMAS and the Scouts can hold true. Simple with the first pick, and still a lot of work to do here. He has been tagged up himself, down to 19 points of health. I'm sure he spotted him. It seems like he did. Just firing over the APC. You can see he's boosted up behind it. Will be FaZe now just slowing things right down again, but time's ticking away. We hit the 35-second mark.
So Flamey waiting with the deal. We'll see if he can replicate NiKo from the last round. Unfortunately, Flames at his feet. He isn't fireproof despite the name. He's certainly not impenetrable by grenades either, as Rain and Olof throw two in his direction, in his general direction, and they'll take him down. Electronic, did that damage come from him? That was a shot to the kneecap. Put Karrigan very low. He's found out by Zeus immediately after. Electronic in the smoke. If there's enough noise and enough distraction, he could almost get on that with the smoke as it is. He hasn't taken the initiative to do so. I take it back. It's dissipated faster. I thought there was a bit more time on that smoke. It wouldn't have been 10 seconds either way, but it might have caused enough chaos to pull some attraction, to pull some bullets that direction and give his teammates a chance to fight valiantly. Unfortunately, that chance now gone. Simple on 19, Zeus 25. He's got a FAMAS. They've got to back away. Navi's going to go up. Excuse me, FaZe Clan rather is going to go up 2-1.
Certainly our map. They'll save the Scout for the FAMAS, but ultimately they're going to be eco next round. So the opening pick does not yield a successful round. Simple gets one, so does Zeus, but still 3 players survive on the FaZe side. They can have all the money now, and like we said, Na'Vi have to just take this one on the chin. They might have a slight chance, so we did see a full eco victory for FaZe earlier on. This one a little bit more promising. See what Zeus can do here. He'll keep the FAMAS considering he's got armor. The only one of the helmets, of course. Simple stay on the Scout here. AWP the Guardian, nice and early on. That means a very slow round will be coming in here. They know they're up against pistols. No one has to do anything too crazy, nothing too wild. Just hold up, wait for the aggression, get some information, work a pick. Olofmeister almost gets the first one there. Difficult shot, we don't see it coming in as often these days.
Yeah, the apex jump. Basically, the point of it is with the curvature of the tunnel, if you bounce sort of off the top of it, it'll put you back down on the ground quicker, which resets your aim, and you can actually jump out and get an advantage toward the player who's jumping or boosted. In this position where Electronic fires at the wooden boards, all 5 are over toward B, so it's probably for the best that they slow things down. And don't be misled by the minimap. It's zoomed because all 5 players are at B. There's a boost going on. Edwards standing on... Whose head would he be on right now? There it is. Edwards actually down below. So Flamey up above. Electronic.
Zeus, I think.
Zeus. There we go. One of them. It's hard to tell who's who when I can't see the full names on the map, but you get the point. Karrigan certainly has the point. He's got the memo. He's got the memo that they're all in the sights. Can't quite kill them all, but he's done his job, that's for sure, as Olof and NiKo will close out the round 3-1, but now we'll get guns back for Na'Vi.
3-1, and indeed the guns will come out. They can afford the AWP on Simple. He's got $6,000, almost certainly going to purchase the weapon. There it is. It's Flamey to purchase the final rifle here, but FaZe, they've got plenty of cash in the bag. Here's Karrigan farming $900 extra for himself. Nice spray control, nice and patient with it. Didn't panic with multiple players on his screen. NiKo to close out the round. And they've got a nice early lead here. You can see Zeus, a little bit frustrated, very emotional and passionate player. Managed to bring this team back to life in 2018. Got them back on the podium at almost every single event. Simple certainly being one of the main catalysts as he gets flashed off here. One of the terrorists will sneak past and get closer towards the bathrooms. That's going to be Karrigan. Oh, what a shot that is. Takes down NiKo. Simple will fall back. That's the job done at this point. He'll fall back to a more defensive position and leave his teammates in the bathroom. That's going to be Electronic. What a duo that is.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think Electronic's really come into his own. There was a lot of hype around him, and it took some time for him to sort of activate that within the Na'Vi roster. Speaking of, he's pushed up behind the bathrooms and actually caught out Guardian, not aware. Rain does trade it off with good information and good reaction time. That could have been much worse. Flamey, oh my goodness, bad timing as well. Should have gone his way. Olof turning around. Olof looks pretty poised this event, I will say.
Yeah.
I know we've seen like 4 rounds from him, but he just has that tenacity about him again. He looks like he wants to get quickly into positions. He's taking fights. He's looking less timid than he has over the past few months.
Yeah, for newer fans, he was considered, or I guess undisputably, considered the best player of 2015 in the world. No one could get near him. There's exciting times back then when he was on the server. He's still a very, very good player, but looking to get back to that level where he's absolutely indomitable. It's so cool to see him turning up in full force. As we'll see Zeus now hold on to the AWP. It's FaZe recovering the situation. They lost the first frag, then a flurry of their own came through towards the B side of the map. And that's where olofmeister will be hunting for frags here. Zeus holding on. Just going to be waiting for players to walk into his crosshair here. He looks like he'll get a bit of action. Rarely see him with the orb, but this is a shot certainly within his wheelhouse. Takes him down. Nice work. And he'll hold on to the orb. No problem there. olofmeister definitely within his remit, Matt, to go for that little hunt. It's certainly worth it. If he does take down Zeus somehow, that's absolutely epic. If he doesn't, not a big deal. They've got lots of residual cash, as you can see. A few of them in 5 digits. Here's the replay of the initial shot from Simple with his high sensitivity. Locks on, and he goes down eventually as Rain looks so, so good. And the last couple of weeks, there's olof getting it done.
That was Flamey with the backside shown, and he couldn't hit the shot. Great reactions and good accuracy from olof to get it just inside of that board. So 4-1 for FaZe on the attack. We both picked Na'Vi, so's what good we are, but look, it's really early in this game. This can turn around in a heartbeat.
It's true, but they are on the T side just to know a best of 1. You've broken the money so significantly. This looks like another locked-in round for FaZe, and that Simple can really go off here. And there's certainly a chance of that when he's got the AWP. He's got pistols around him as well. Let's see how significant the investment is on the CT side. They are certainly not going all in. They're going to leave themselves about $2,000 with the loss bonus racking up to maximum after this one. They're certainly going to have a healthy buy, so you can afford to bring out a little bit more than usual here. So Deagles, a 5-7 for Zeus. Flamey will get a last-minute Deagle as well. Let's see what Simple's up to. Does he go for a fast pick or play a little bit more conservative? Currently in the bathrooms and the smoke's down for him to peek above it, but it's such an obvious pick. I'm not sure he'll commit.
Simple. Ooh, tried to time that, but the flash went out. Luckily, Electronic up close was able to get Kerrigan. Perhaps Simple was hoping to be as much a distraction as anything. Didn't seem like it made much matter. Rain's gotten Zeus. That brings it level for the moment. But the fact of the matter is they've got the Krieg picked up, which certainly benefits the defense, as they didn't have anything other than the op. You said it, Simple had to go off. Boost up instead. Counter boost at that, we call this, because it's on the T side. Trying to look in the sight, and that is why. It counters out exactly where they wanted to boost Simple. That's all too easy for NiKo. That's number 1 and number 2, arguably, in the world. I think Device is really creeping in. He might even surpass these guys with the results Astralis are currently achieving, but this is a real big heavyweight battle.
It really is. Great boost there. They don't capitalize on the information. They've taken that orb down so early. They're still being patient, which I respect. Don't want to give this one up. Stick together. NiKo will be patrolling the flanks towards B while his teammates start their approach towards long. Now, they know the orb's going to be down in B. It's going to be very unlikely it's made it all the way towards A long. So it's a nice educated risk as they make their way towards the A bomb. So it's going to be NiKo finding Edward, who was just trying to get a bit of intel. They had to do something there. Still a slight fighting chance, but it's Flamey, who's still very good with the orb. As I say that, he misses a bit of a sitter there. That was one for him, but I'm not sure to change the outcome of the round. He would have got 1 kill and presumably been traded out, as NiKo will look for the follow-up frags. That's not bad at all. Takes down Electronic, and we'll find ourselves with Flamey once again trying to save the orb, but that's not going to be successful. And Matt, NiKo is looking absolutely deadly here. Such crisp aim, fantastic work with the AK-47. It's going to take a lot to get him out of the zone. But, like we said, maximum loss bonus achieved. We'll find Electronic with 1 frag, but that was pretty much it. You can see the frustration coming through for Zeus. Couldn't get it done. NiKo certainly could. Absolutely stunning work, and that is a scary prospect going into this next gun round. No orb for Simple, 5 rifles. FaZe with a 5-1 lead. olof just hanging out outside of Monster this time. 5-1 indeed, and Edwards taking
the fight to them this time, but Olof, man, oh man, he's looking good today. Takes down Simple at Monster, reads that aggression one way breeds the other, and looks back to the short tunnel to find a second kill as well. They'll go back out toward long instead. So they've taken over B. They're forcing the rotation, and they're hoping that the rotation's gone away. It hasn't as of yet. So there's still a chance, albeit a slim one with 2 players only in the site, that they can shut down FaZe's approach. Conversely, with Olof coming back on to form, that's when I think it's been the missing piece of the puzzle for FaZe. That's when they're going to be the most scary.
Well, this is a scary prospect. They make their way towards A. 3 CTs waiting for them, but it's the Krieg lighting them up. Oh, look at the teamwork and synergy being displayed here. FaZe, that's a perfect round. No fakes here. No messy calls, just sticking together, capitalizing upon their advantage. And it will be 6-1. The gun round does absolutely nothing for Nardis Vincere. And they've got to be eco again, even with the maximum loss bonus. Olof through the smoke, gets a follow-up frag towards short as well. And Karrigan finds the entry on A. And that's a really, really clean round. We'll see what happens here, though. It is going to be a tactical timeout for the Na'Vi boys. We'll see if they will do anything more than take a partial bite. 3,600 on Zeus. It's about the same for everyone else.
On fire FaZe. It's not a bad way to start the game. This all stems as well. I mean, this is kind of reading into it a little bit because the same scenario could have happened when you break down the CTs. You really just break them down, and now we're back to the normal bunny system once things are rolling. But this all stemmed from a round in which they were tempted to save a USP for Zeus to bring out an early AWP. Got overrun big time by the pistols. And their hesitation in purchase power cost them because of the new money system. So I think a lot of teams are going to find their feet with this quite quickly. That's not the way to bounce a flash, Rain. Smoke down, it won't matter. No one's down there with him. Meanwhile, Guardian out at long, just inquiring if anyone's going to push up or get behind the rocks. Simple. Good shot to NiKo. He'll fall off with the Deagle and fall off 6 feet under as Karrigan puts him there with a Krieg.
You can see the frustration on Simple's face as well. The last second, just as he gets away, Karrigan peeks with the scope and takes him down, equalizing the situation to a 4-on-4. They're exchanging some nice shots in the chat. You got to respect it when Simple lights him up just like that. And for now, they'll bide their time. Don't need to overcommit to this one. There is going to be a chance for Na'Vi to stack the A side, but for now, they'll be holding up in towards B. Edward still stacked on that connector position. So this looks like a bit of a locked-in round. I don't think we'll see much more from Na'Vi, and it's going to be 7-1 by the looks of things.
Yeah, 7-1 looking extremely likely. Guardian lines up a smoke that will head out toward the A site. Rain. He's got the AK in hand. He'll have to hold off for a moment because there's no one directly there, and they might even just concede altogether. And with the double smoke down, already at B, the save is the call. Na'Vi without any money on this CT side, looking to try and bring something back into the fold. It's a UMP, it's pistols, but it's the armor because of the situation that they're in. Yes, it's a maximum loss bonus. If the armor finishes with 100, by the way,
yep,
you get a helmet at a discounted price. Well, no, you just get the helmet, actually. You just don't have to buy the vest again, basically.
Yeah, if you bring it back in good condition,
I'll give you the upgraded deal.
Exactly. So it's only $350 for the helmet. To be fair, against the T's, when they're fully equipped with AKs, you might not even bother because it's worth saving every penny when you're in a situation. You got to assume they're not going to have SMGs at this point, especially 4 players surviving. Why would you? FaZe don't need to buy an SMG. They know Na'Vi are a maximum loss bonus and more than likely purchase into this one. That's not bad from Flamey. A nice 1D right in the last second of the round. Yields him an AK-47. So, like I said, I don't think Flame will buy the helmet. He's going to try and get that money as strong as possible. As we get into round number 9, 7-1. Still early days. Na'Vi can come back and win the half here. That was a lovely shot from Simple as Karrigan catches him on the retreat. Made it almost useless at that point as Simple doesn't look happy. Player cams right up, close and personal there. You can see exactly what's going on. As we get into the next AWP situation. Simple is on the UMP. His teammates have 3 rifles, and Flamey's got the AWP. This is a little bit odd. You're a star player, as you said, the best in the world.
Yep.
Hamstrung with the SMG and Olofmeister. You wanted to see a good performance, Matt. You're getting one.
Oh, he's looking absolutely sick. 2015's undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Well, he's throwing some punches today. Electronic still hanging out front side of the site at A. Needs to be a little bit careful. Olaf's got yet more as he finds Zeus. This is just unbelievable. Simple. The SMG up close finds 2, so there you go. He'll make any weapon work.
It's so sick, isn't it? Even with the UMP, he'll be finding a couple of kills. This round isn't completely done. This kill could decide it, though. It goes down to the 2-on-1, and Olaf, after all that good work, is left in a horrible position.
I think they overcommitted on that. There's still 50 seconds left, and they went in so quickly to plant the bomb that they didn't check the truck.
They could have waited for Olaf to backstab them, get it uncomfortable, get one player looking in spawn, even if he gets no frag. Anything but waiting for him to be nothing to do with this round. He gets 2 kills, and now he's got a huge clutch up against him. They have no idea where he is.
And watch this. About 3. Yeah, as soon as... Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought as soon as Electronic gets to long, they'll know that there's no information toward B. And he turns it around to look that direction. Now Olaf, okay, he will. Now that they've cleared up the bathrooms, he will certainly be aware that the flank is on. And Electronic will take down Olaf. So 7-2, Na'Vi finally get another. They keep 2 players alive. Those 2 players upgrade to an AK-47 and an AWP, both of which would have been out of reach otherwise. Oh, okay, cheeky me. Take that back. I forgot we had Simple on the UMP with 2 kills on it as well. He's got 7,100, so they've actually got a reasonable buy coming their way. Good shot returned through the edge of the door to take him down. Electronic. Credit to him. Good spray transfer, but again, I think they rushed that a little bit too quickly toward him. But he closes out the rounds. Molotov toward Monster from Flamey. Electronic will hold out the front side of the bathrooms. In fact, pushed up near the door to the connector. Edward on his own. Pushed up, sees the shoulder, trying to buy some patience. Flash goes high. It's not going to take away his vision. And oh my, with vision he makes good. Look at this shot on Rain as well. Edward, well done.
That's not bad. He is actually very good at that sort of position. He gets towards water. You got a chance he's going to light up the scoreboard there. That's really well played. Out positions them, outguns them. It's now a 4-on-2. That couple of UMP kills from Simple has got them back in a promising position. Like I said, they can still win this half. It's not a foregone conclusion, even at 7-1. As NiKo and Guardian work out what they can do here. Doesn't look like a whole lot. Simple takes down his rival. And Guardian now, all he can really do is sabotage the finances. But that doesn't look too promising. There's a player right next to him. And that connector closes the door, trying to make his way towards short here. Zeus on the other side, and he'll need the door open, but still looking for that first kill.
Guardian still in the water. Sharks in that water, though. And they're prowling all over him. They can taste the blood. Isn't that the thing's blood in the water? Sharks, they're attracted to it. Either way, Hank.
They can smell blood in the water, yeah.
They can smell the blood. There you go. They can smell. How do they smell? If I smell underwater, it just goes up my nose and I drown. How do they do that?
I don't know exactly how it works, but I think that's the expression. But either way, Edward, that was fantastic from him. A player that is so promising in those situations. He knows how to position himself and not relying on aim. It's more brain than anything. So that's really, really well done by him. Double orb set up for the first time from Na'Vi. They're starting to get into the swing of things now. We've got a TeamSpeak lag out again.
Tell me why you're laughing, Henry.
Just because we had so many issues within the first game itself. But it looks like it's all good to go. Maybe
it's us. It seems to be our matches that have that. So 3 rounds now for Na'Vi, 2 in a row. This starts to bring the money back down a little bit. In fact, to the point of contention for FaZe. Can you give me perhaps, okay, we did get it going again. I was going to say maybe an update on the other streams since you've got access to the PC.
It's going to be Cloud9 7-1 up against MIBR. That is unbelievable on Inferno. I assume on the CT side, but still with Valens, he performed well before. That's their best map. They could actually do that. It will be obviously Astralis by NIP, and they're up 7-3 on Overpass. And if you're just joining us here, this is FaZe Clan Na'Vi, another epic game. Stacked tournament, 6 teams here, but amazing quality as you'll see these games unfold over the weekend. One more day to go after this one. It's the final game of today. Molotov towards barrels, and there's going to be a B-side attack here, but look at Flamey's position. Oh, he sits in the fire himself, and it's up to Rain to hunt them down. NiKo will get both, though. The double spray down, the utility's just perfect there, and Zeus, painted into a corner, will have to wait for the backup, and it's arriving in style. There's Simple from heaven, equalizing the situation to a 3-on-3.
Shot out from Simple doesn't land. Those planks of wood are a bit too dense for that. It's hardwood, not easy wood. As NiKo takes down Zeus, he'll try and swing back. Smoke down. Guardian actually gets Simple before he needs to go wide. Electronic still in the sight. Fortunately, can't find Guardian as he falls off the sandbags and punishes him through them. That's pretty sexy.
There we have it.
So FaZe back to the winning ways. That also happens as they were going to be broken. So that's kind of very unfortunate for Na'Vi. They'll be able to buy again themselves, but I'm sure they would have absolutely loved to have taken all the guns away from FaZe and started to really close this gap down to a potential 7-5 scoreline.
That double spray down is all because of the nades at the start. The Molotov and flashbang combo is underrated. If you can time that well and obviously place the Molotovs in the correct positions, flashbang the follow-up as they're falling out of them, it's so difficult onto that B site, and you can see how effective it was as Na'Vi will have to take a compromise here. Flamey just has a deagle. There's now no AWP, no defuse kits, and have a huge advantage here for the international squad FaZe as he goes into round number 12. Not as fast-paced as the previous map we casted, but still very entertaining here. So much talent on the server once again. Two of the world's best going toe-to-toe. And now Flamey, he's no stranger to this position with the deagle. We've seen some great things in the past, but can he find multiple kills or even one? I'm not so sure.
Oh, try it. Not bad. One's fine. Better than Electronic and Simple show up to the party. Fashionably late.
Yeah.
Wined and dined. And it's Olaf and Rain suddenly left in a collective 1 versus 3. They're two. They are two different people. As Simple does put Rain very low onto 17. Things to be under control for Na'Vi. Simple, in fact, finds Olaf, who goes down. That's will pretty much close the round, and Simple does it himself. 3 kills in the end, 8-4. Na'Vi starting to pick up the pieces of what was a very slow beginning to this game. NiKo has 15 kills. Olaf surprisingly only has 7. That does surprise me because he had so many impact frags earlier on. Meanwhile, Simple's on 12. He just sits not far off of NiKo.
Indeed, 12 and 8 for him. NiKo 15 and 7. So the two names you want at the top, they are there and they're delivering entertainment in buckets and spades. Round 13, and it is going to be the force buy. I say that, sure, they've got 3 rifles, the 2 players on pistols. That's Olaf and Rain. Going to the last few stages of the first half now as they head towards short. The Nemesis before Edward waits patiently towards his position. Rain's going to challenge first, but trade surely comes through, and indeed it does. Nice work from FaZe there. They have a slight advantage here. They can pick up that other rifle for Olaf as well. That would be perfect. As things come to a bit of a standstill here, it will be a B-side attack, and FaZe can't afford to really wait too long here, Matt, because you can see they've got no presence whatsoever towards A. They have to commit to this. They're waiting for the mistakes to be made, and the boost comes through. Zeus will be dropped, and now they still have a minute to work with. They can go anywhere on the map if they so desire.
Zeus certainly was dropped, and they're down a man, but the damage done is actually quite significant. NiKo had a nade land directly in front of him, and the spray through the wooden wall actually puts Guardian on 9, so they can certainly make amends for the lost comrades. I said comrades because they're from the CIS, Henry. It works.
It does, on many levels. Indeed. It's fantastic.
Thank you. I just really was fishing for a compliment there.
Oh, are you sad I didn't bring you on unprompted?
I'm just kidding. Oh no, Molotov.
It spills over.
It does spill down. It didn't look like it was going to at first. It took its time. Flamey, he's gotten 2, dancing around the pillar, bomb dropped, and through the edge of the wall. He knows exactly where Guardian is standing. 8-5, Na'Vi again, continuing to look impressive, and round 14 now. They have limited the weapons, so they're going to bring this maybe to an 8-7 score. Still on CT side, not ideal that you're losing on Overpass, but that's a good turnaround.
They're a very well-versed team in Overpass. You have to look at it in the particular matchup in this point. Sure, it is a classically CT-sided map, but in this particular matchup, when both teams are so good on the T side, it doesn't really matter that much. It comes down to the economy, the individuals, who's hitting their shots, and it was looking so good for that young man on your screen at the start, but he is dropping off as Na'Vi start to get their heads in the game now. We said round 14 and a full eco. That nade is juicy as Zeus looks to feast on the FaZe players. They're only good for 1. Simple. Oh, the timing eludes him, but still going to recover this by the looks of things. He's got backup from Electronic, who gets a double kill, and that's going to be round. Guardian with just 4 HP and an M4. Just looking to steal away 1 more kill, but it looks like he'll go down in a second. Does some damage, but there it is, 8-6, and we have 1 final gun round here in the first half. FaZe waiting until they're fully equipped, of course. And they'll bring out the AKs. No AWP for Guardian, but not a huge deal. He's 9 and 8 right now. Still on the single AWP setup. Only ran the double AWPs once, I believe, on the CT side. That was Flamey and simple.
Electronic takes down Kerrigan. Electronic takes down NiKo. Electronic takes down Guardian. What a round it was for him, as he looks very composed again. And they weren't up against much in terms of weaponry. So 8-6, and Guardian heads back down to connector. He'll throw a Molotov immediately. Try an old position. Meanwhile, Kerrigan goes above. They know that that is now clear with flames on either side of it. It's simple if they want to try and battle against. He's forward of the door, so it wasn't like he could take the first shot on Rain and then run for cover. He actually was committed to his position. I think he knew. You could see the little wiggle that he did, that he really didn't have long for life. So a 1-for-1 trade. Electronic couldn't swing with the smoke at its position, but he might be able to go now. And a full sense of security for Guardian, as Kerrigan was already forward of the washrooms. He would have thought they were clear to go. He would have thought they were clear to go back around as well with Electronic there, because there was a third presence in bathrooms, or at least aggressively outside of A, as Electronic finds the kill. It's Olof and NiKo. And they'll have to go 2 versus 4. Firing into the smoke signals the peek from the flower pot, but that's NiKo to control the situation, and Olof to pull it back at the 2-on-2. This is a good recovery.
Certainly is, but still.
And, this could be even smarter, because they're going to rotate back to A, or to B, excuse me, just as the rotation began.
Well, it's a bit of a stalemate now. With 40 seconds, FaZe could go to either bomb site. You can see Flamey holding that B site, which leaves Edward alone. He's holding in the one-and-done position. Now, that doesn't sound too good when they're making his way towards the site. When I say one and done, that basically means you're in a position where you're likely to get a kill, but it's such a compromised spot. You really do need teammates with you. You can get multiple frags. It's not a absolute, I'm not speaking in definites there. We'll see what happens. And Edward with 14 seconds, with the time being so low and them being quite low HP, it still could yield a couple of kills, but there it is. The pre-fire comes through. That might be the round in itself, because Flamey, he's rotating in from B. Some damage inflicted towards NiKo, so that will set him up for a potential clutch here. No chance to save. He has got the incendiary. 1 HE as well, which actually is probably the best setup. He had a smoke, that would be amazing just to bait one of them out. But he's going to have to touch the bomb after throwing the incendiary towards the bathrooms. Going for a tap here. There it is. On your feet, son. Flashbang comes through. They've spotted him. They've confirmed it isn't a full defuse, but Olof doesn't fall back. Molotov completely misses. Oh, it actually does spill over. Is he going to go for the defuse here? Doesn't matter. NiKo takes advantage of the situation.
He may have actually been smarter to try and lob that nade inside of the bathrooms, because NiKo was running there. It may have taken him down, but he couldn't get much done with it. It was a desperate attempt. FaZe will take their 9th round. Na'Vi did their best they could to recover. Like you say, though, this is situational. They are good on the T side, so don't rule them out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
We get to analyze it yet again, Henry. Get your charts out, your pie charts, your graphs. Put on the glasses and pull out the clipboard, whatever it takes for you to take the notes. We've got another pistol round coming up with a new meta. Now that we're at a LAN, I'm really going to be keeping an eye on this as closely as I possibly can.
Yeah, we haven't seen any crazy anomalies yet. We haven't seen any players full eco on the pistol, which is what we are expecting. We're speculating, I should say, as to whether that could be a thing. Simple, still an $800 here. Is he going to be the first player to do it? No, he's not. He'll get armor in the last second of the freeze time there. They've got 2 smokes, 1 Molotov, a couple of flashbangs. No PT-50s. This will be an execution towards B. 1 smoke's already deployed. I think that it's going to go in quickly here and try and capitalize on the B sites. Power in numbers. It's Guardian to defend with his classic P2000 there. 1 player at the barrels. NiKo, is he undetected? They haven't checked his position. He's going to mow them down with the USP, but he can't connect the initial shots. Only good for 1. And it's now Na'Vi running away with the second half pistol.
Of all people, not to hit shots when he goes undetected. NiKo only gets 1. That's remarkable. I thought same thing you did. That was a foregone conclusion that both those players were dead men. But they're not, and Na'Vi gets the round. Stunning stuff to pull it back, and man, oh man, that got carried away. That escalated quickly.
It really did. I thought, even with the initial kills, NiKo's going to get 3 here. They've ran past him. That was a Tizian play at the major. Sitting behind those barrels, waiting for them to get right in front of him, then spraying them down. He had the M4 in that particular scenario, but NiKo pulled it off, but couldn't connect the shots. The punch of the desk, Matt.
Yeah, that's...
Ooh.
I'm not surprised. NiKo doesn't normally miss those.
Big slam as well. Might have to get a replacement desk out there. Either way, it is going to be, oh my goodness, a force buy in the second round. So, CZs, shotguns, and scouts. Here we go. FaZe looking to answer back quickly.
Edward toward long. Meanwhile, Kerrigan on the opposing side, we already saw it. It looks so tiny from that angle that we just saw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still big enough to get two hands on, and we all know it's not the size, it's how you use it.
I knew you couldn't
this
resist.
is going to pack a punch.
You're ridiculous. As soon as you said something about
Ridiculous?
size, I was like, well, we're off. That's it. We're done.
The train's off the tracks, boys.
Yeah. We were doing so
Brace
well.
yourselves.
We were being very professional today.
Today was pretty good.
Yeah.
Keyword was.
It's going to be a B-side attack from Na'Vi. Remember, they have the huge advantage here, but the shotgun delivers the first kill. That's Edward going down. Kerrigan will get $900, but NiKo will get nothing as the AK bullets rip through his chest and going through the smoke flaming. I'm not sure that was the correct call, as Rain will find 2 headshots. Unfortunately, not to get the kill here, but Olofmeister, he's brought into a 3-on-1. It's just simple. He's been dinked. My goodness, that was actually quite impressive. Na'Vi, to be fair, playing themselves, running through the smoke at that point. They still had 35 seconds on the clock with that commitment. They know they're up against pistols. Why would you risk going through the smoke, gray screening yourself? It doesn't really make sense to me, at least. Just wait up, let that smoke go down, and don't give the CZs or that fallen MAC-10 a chance to find frags. Disappointing round for Na'Vi, but excellent force buy from FaZe. It is a risk these days in the current patch to force buy in that second round, as you are guaranteed rifles in the third if you take the eco, but they make it work.
Absolutely do. Impressively so. As we look back on it, that's the shotgun. We talked about it. You get in that range with that thing, and it is impressive. Olof, great shot on Flamey as well. And then grabs the MAC-10. It's 10-7. Great round for them to win. This brings them their first of this half. It also brings them the second round overall of the half. So second time that's happened for FaZe. Remember, they did that in the first half as well when they ran toward B. It was NiKo that started it with the Deagle.
Absolutely. And Rain will be kicking things off of the AK.
Wow.
The absolute boss of the bathrooms. He'll get the first, but Edward does reply.
Keep in mind that that's the AK, the only one that they had. Simple was the one wielding it. They'll recover it because it was a far enough shot. Edward's able to pick it up, but he's already been tagged ever so slightly, and he's going to have problems further. Does have head armor, that's worthy of note, and does have a smoke. So too does Zeus. So they could try and get a bomb plant at the very least out of this. The problem is that those smokes would go toward the A site, and Kerrigan's quite far forward of that line. Not only that, he's going to go undetected because Olaf's got a shot from inside of the site. I can almost guarantee they're going to predict he's... Unless the player's camera was slightly around the corner as he went down, because we could see part of his body, they're not going to expect him here. With Olaf getting the shot from in the site, Kerrigan once again can go lurking. Go figure. Kerrigan will lurk, but not to perfection. I thought he would have had that kill.
Yeah.
Misses Electronic. That's going to signal him to turn around. Thankfully, he makes up for it. And it is just Zeus left with the gun. Edward left with 15 HP, and Zeus removed.
Yeah, not really much Edward can do with this now. It got a little bit problematic with that initial missed shot from Kerrigan, but overall, he did make up for it. As you mentioned, it doesn't matter if he gets the kill and takes no damage, and it will be the force buy that's unsuccessful here for Na'Vi. They're going to have to take a full eco and go down 12-7. They can't really justify much more than PT50s. They're going to have second save loss bonus right now, third going into the next round, so that will be $2,400 per player. They have about 2K right now. PT50s at the very most, and that's all Edward's going to purchase here, and Zeus as well. So there you go, and we'll be pretty much full eco, and Electronic gets a bonus PT50 right at the end. As we enter round 19 here, this game really is going to warm up. I can feel it in my loins. It's going to get there. Na'Vi, I'm going to go down without a fight here on Overpass.
Nade out. Fair play. Flamey with the P250.
All right, then.
Stopping power. Swamp that back. Give it the simple. He elects otherwise to go on to the MP9 as he gets it from the body. I like the new this new Na'Vi look. They've got like these track suits as well as new jerseys that just seem a little more, rather than the predominantly yellow, they're predominantly black. They just have a little more edge to them.
Yeah.
They look good.
Bit more of a modern design.
Yeah.
Contemporary.
Tell me more, Hank.
That's pretty much all I've got. Not a... You're the art student here, you tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Don't put me on the spot. That was my job for you. NiKo through Monster will get one with the AK and follow that. So Electronic going down as well. There are 3 players still up. Flamey's got 4, but the others, well, okay, now it's Edward down, but the others are the really problematic situation, if you want to call it that. If Simple can somehow get this bomb and his MP9 near enough to the site, but he does not have armor, and really, I'm going to say it, no chance in the round. So this goes 12-7, and NiKo will close it out.
12-7 indeed. Like we said, the loss bonus still not that forgiving for Na'Vi. They certainly can't afford the heavy weaponry like the AWP, but they will have a full array of AK-47s and basic utility as well. This might be worth a pause, and indeed it is, just to work out what their approach will be going into this round. You see the ADR. Oh my goodness, Matt. NiKo's got 120.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That's absolutely unreal after 20 rounds. Got 23 and 11 overall. AWP for Guardian, and this arguably is one of his best maps, Guardian. When he gets in the zone, like, he's very good across the board. But this map in particular, it suits his playstyle down to a T. Lots of options on the CT side. You can get up close and personal. You can definitely navigate yourself between A and B very quickly. So we'll see whether he can start getting in the zone. He's currently on 10 frags and 12 deaths. He is at the bottom, but it's early days on the CT side, and they're 3-1 up in the second half. 12-7 overall. The unpause will come through. One compromise for Na'Vi. That's going to be Electronic on the Galil. And Zeus with barely any grenades. So, as we said, this buy is there, but it's certainly not the best.
Flaming down already to the underpass position. It's a Galil, as you mentioned, for Electronic now. It's no AWPs to combat them, but it is possible to play with that one on the side of overpass. Smokes down. Utility usage towards B seems to be fairly proficient from FaZe. It's not like Na'Vi's been gifted any early frags on that side of the maps. Oftentimes, maps, I say plural. The map, it's oftentimes we will see teams make a mistake and overcommit to a peak at B, or get aggressive in water. We haven't seen that from FaZe. So Rain back up toward Bathroom, has a smoke in front of him as well. Again, Rain, if things are going well, is a menace in that position. I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. Two of my favorite players to watch in that position, and probably the two best players in that position based on how well they're able to get multi-kills. Fur and Rain. Very sneaky in that situation. Don't mind the positioning right now from Olof. He's going to actually push through the smoke at Monster. He's allowing the smoke to dissipate on its own, and then he'll have tons of information as soon as it does. In fact, he flashes himself out to clear it. So that brings NiKo back toward jungle, and will be an earlier rotation. Simple still wants in from long. Edward's taking a number of damage. Kerrigan. Smoke gets it, and a flash. That should amount to a second, but Simple's wrapped around. And with the smoke deep in the site, Edward was able to contribute as well to help find damage. He's going to continue to push. He's going to try and get behind enemy lines. He does some damage. He only had 8 HP to fight with. Damage will help. Flamey's going to contribute, and Bomb goes down, but Flamey knows exactly where NiKo was. It's a one-on-one. I highly doubt he knows where Olof is. So safe side of the box. He should get the plant off. Does Flamey check it? He does, but he misses the shot.
He ran out of bullets, I think.
He must have. He absolutely must have. Because he stopped mid-spray.
So Olof there could have just ran in and guaranteed it, because the idea was, like, he'll walk in, get the quick kill. Because he's planting an awkward spot, doesn't spot him straight away. Flamey, with the awareness, must have either heard a footstep or realized it's the most likely position. Well, you can see these little bars. It's quite cool. The full buy indicating when you get to that position. It's very nice for the spectators. You can see when they're there. But that was a very, very close round indeed. Here's the replay of the chaos on the A side. All the smokes down, the close range orb kills, and Olof. I think he must have run out of bullets. It seemed like to me he stopped firing.
It's the only thing I can think of. I mean, even Olof's like, wow, how did you know I was there? And it may have been just the flight pattern, as Chad started to refer to it, post-plant, was that he wanted to go toward long and just happened to be looking that direction. But man, oh man, Flamey almost got the first bullet off and still lost that battle. Olof lucky to get away with it. It's now going to be 13-7 in favor of FaZe. 3 to go for them to take a win against Na'Vi. Na'Vi did beat Cloud9 in the last one. Remember, this round robin certainly matters, as FaZe also tied in their game, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll be looking to get in the win column. Zeus entering through, finds 2. He has not gone down. In fact, finds 3. A hat trick from Zeus. That's pretty sick. He's going to get the bomb plant as well inside of the smoke. Guardian will be able to do nothing of it. Can't quite see it. Might be able to support his teammate who wants to work in from Monster. Rain through the smoke. Flamey's going to have absolutely no idea he's already here, but Rain, he's taking his time with it. Still manages the shot. Now the distraction pulls. Guardian needs to be able to try and get an angle onto Zeus. He's moving out for the boards. Knows he doesn't have a lot to work with, and Guardian predicts that perfectly. It's all on Simple. Smoked off. Spraying through. Gap in the smoke, though. And he might be able to use that to his advantage. Molotov goes down behind him. He's forced forward, and therefore the gap becomes less of a problem. Good hold from Rain.
Absolutely brilliant retake there from FaZe. Rain especially there. The patience to wait just behind the smoke, wait for his ideal opportunity just as it dissipates. That's when he commits. Flamey was aware. He seems to be almost certain of the positions of FaZe in these situations, but unable to connect the shot. Simple left in a 2 versus 1 and just too stifling with the smoke and incendiary combo. They're going to spray him down when he was trying to find a safe position. But Guardian on this retake, unbelievable shots coming through. All the wall bangs you can need. And there it is. The final frag. We go 14-7, but this time with the loss bonus and maximum once again. FaZe not only on fire, but they are in touching distance of closing out this game. AKs across the board and an initial kill for Olof, who has looked fantastic this evening. He'll get the burst safely and fall back. Didn't take any damage whatsoever. Looks like a full B commitment here from Na'Vi, as they still have plenty of time, but they've now lost presence towards connector, middle, and long. So they pretty much have to commit to B. It will take them so long to negate back towards the A site and have to check every single nook and cranny. So execution likely here. They might just walk in on contact.
Made towards Monster. Good shot from Kerrigan. Og. He brought out the Kree in the previous half. He seems to be the one to try the new weapons. That doesn't surprise me. In-game leaders often like to flirt with new ideas, and he gets 2 kills with it. 14-7 now. FaZe, you know what? On fire again, by the way. Just don't. I'm gonna say it. I think they can be a threat in this event.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to think whether an event they won't be, but
you just brought up the scores on the doors.
I did. Should we have a look?
Well, 9-9 Cloud9 and MIBR. That was 7-1 in favor of Cloud9, so MIBR seems to have woken up. Just to note, you want to update the others for me?
I was just checking who started on CT side. It was Cloud9. It had a 7-1 lead on their CT side. So it looked like after the money was stable, that's when MIBR pulled it back. Astralis are up 11-9 against NIP. That's how last kill comes in. That's match point. So that's still a close game. Like we said, NIP do look quite dangerous in this tournament, I have to say. But they lost the first half 11-4, but they're bringing it back now at 5 rounds in a row in the second half. Looks like we'll be closing out first here potentially. The loss bonus, sure, still running a full effect for Na'Vi, but overall, no plant coming in. That's going to be $3,400 per player. That's enough for AK, basic Kevlar, and no utility. You can see they've got 1 smoke here, Matt, on potentially the final round. This is so far from ideal, but Guardian, once again, looking for the first pick. Spots 1, didn't pull the trigger, looking for his chance, but nothing connecting just yet.
Rain already down. Forward of those bathrooms, aware now that someone jumped across and was not hit. Needs to turn his attention back toward the A side. Might be a good idea for him to do that. Might be a good idea for him to just back off, because he's got 3 players coming up. The connector position. Simple. Now or never, buddy. FaZe on fire. FaZe on 15. FaZe on map point. Guarantees them a point as well in the round robin.
Yep, that's a very good point. No overtime here for new viewers in this tournament. Round robin and 15-15 will just give you 1 point.
Kerrigan backs away, but it's Guardian that has the angle from the smoke. Edward actually gets Rain in return, so that clears out part of the bathrooms. But they've got a flank already. That's so quick to rotate around from B. Kerrigan goes down. Simple has Guardian. Olof on that flank is going to have to be absolutely perfect, and he does not want to overcommit to it. Bomb was dropped behind. That'll buy some time as Electronic gets toward the site. And Olof knows he does not need to fire yet against Flamey. He wanted to get as close as possible, loses some HP in the fact that Flamey somehow turned around, and for the second time they battle toward long in a post plant. Nico working with Olof. Flash in. He's just going to go. That's information for Nico at the best. The worst is that he's got 1 versus 3 and not a lot of damage done. Simple's going to find him. We stay alive for 1 more.
It's so funny. That's the round that works out for them. AKs across the board. 1 smoke, 1 flash. It's all they have. And it's one of the most convincing rounds they've had yet, as they work in a contact fashion, hitting the headshots, what they do best. Edward with his 9th kill, even without 3K from the Sewers position, manages to only bring 9 to the table, but still not too late. It's going to take 7 rounds in a row here for Na'Vi just to get a draw, not even overtime. Olaf and Guardian with the double AWPs now. Karrigan still on the AUG. You see Simple not having a good time. Again, it's been given up. That's Olaf dropped once more.
So Electronic rotates back out of short. Looks toward Monster instead. Good early pick for Na'Vi to stabilize the round with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go. Rain wants to... Ooh, this is... I think his gun barrel's going to show. Did Edward? Okay, maybe not. So it's more overlapped than I thought. I thought we barely had a pixel between it. That apparently makes no difference because Flamey just absolutely destroys him. But Guardian has other ideas. The Angel finds 2, and although Zeus wants to get aggressive and try and counter that, Guardian will find his way back toward the site. Smoke down. Zeus still pushing up. Be able to get an angle to Guardian. That was very close to being timed to catch out Electronic. He's gotten Karrigan now in position, who's rotated back over, still on that AUG. Cool looking gun. Karrigan. It's gonna be Guardian again. Karrigan's got the 1 and 2 spot. Guardian goes down a little early, so Simple with that shot. They may check this corner. It may have been better should he lasted longer and been baited in. Scoped in already. He's got the shot. It's all on Simple. 16 HP, and this could be FaZe wrapping up the map. Bombs down. Simple has no choice but to confront, but to go against Karrigan and the AUG is gonna be what wins it. The in-game leader with 2 final kills. 16-8. FaZe Clan take